And welcome back. With me now we have Lorenzo Littles. He is an attorney and a board member, a member of the board of directors of the Save a Life Foundation. He's to your right on the screen as you're viewing it. And Bill White, a firefighter, a paramedic in Niles, and he is helping with the Bystander Basics program. They're piloting that out in Niles and Morton Grove, is that correct?
Correct.
And we welcome both of you.
Thank you.
We were just talking about the Save a Life Foundation for Kids. Of course, you have an interest in that part of it as well, right, Lorenzo?
Correct. Back in February of '95, I was working as the Chief Operating Officer for Senator Carol Mosley Braun, and had the opportunity to meet Carol and some of her associates at a press conference. And I was impressed by, the caliber of the people that she had been able to attract to this very worthwhile effort, and the commitment that people were bringing to the endeavor. I mean, in my estimation, it was kind of as simple as motherhood and apple pie. If we can do something to assist people in providing necessary emergency treatment, we ought to do that. And kind of out of my participation in that first press conference, we moved to a situation in which I ended up being a board member, and as boards do, our responsibility is to make sure that the foundation is adequately funded and that we do, in fact, meet our mission statement.
You're an attorney.
Yes.
Well, a lot of people are concerned, about what are some of the legal ramifications if I should try to help someone in a life-saving emergency situation, and that person dies. Should they be concerned?
Well,
what about the Good Shepherd, the Good Samaritan?
I mean, you should always be concerned, and we are certainly not advocating that people do something that is beyond their knowledge, ability, or anything like that. But the difference between doing nothing and doing something, for example, rather than standing around, if you are the person who initiates the action and says, call 911, let's find out what the problem is. Right. If someone is prepared to step forward and take charge and make a difference, it can mean all the difference. And I think that, again, as it relates to the Save a Life for Children or for kids, it's about changing the context in which young people understand what, we are empowering them. We're giving them the opportunity to make a difference. We're not asking them to do any more than they can, but to do what they can to intervene effectively.
Okay, Bill, the Bystander Basics program, what is it about?
The Bystander Basics program is a spin-off from the Save a Life Foundation for Kids. And basically what the program tries to do is, for the general public, provide CPR in a concise manner where they can perform CPR after learning from the class and perform CPR on their own.
It's a 2-hour class?
Yes, it's a 2-hour program. We also do other programs with the fire department and CPR. And with the CPR portion, we have a lot of factories in our community, as does other communities. So there was a need for a program to go in a short time period where we could teach CPR and first aid to these people. Also, the need for CPR in the general public. I am a firefighter paramedic and I ride the ambulance, and several times we've had instances where people have performed CPR prior to our arrival, and those persons have had a better outcome than persons who have not received CPR prior to our arrival.
Are you going right into the businesses, the factories, to teach it, or is it taught at the fire department?
The fire department gets contacted by the factories and the general public, and we hold the programs either at the fire station or in the factories themselves. I held a program yesterday at our senior center, and the program worked out very well. All the persons that were involved really liked the new format, and the 2-hour format was a lot better than our older format of 4 hours. And we really got to the meat and potatoes of CPR and stuck with a lot of mannequin practice and our showing a movie that also goes through the instructions of CPR. And Carol's program is very well accepted by these persons as being a program that they needed. Our department is piloting this program So there is not that much feedback as of yet, but I did do some evaluations and had the persons give me some feedback yesterday, and they really enjoyed the program. As I said, our department is piloting the program for Carroll, and we are involved with 6 other communities, and we're all going to have a meeting on Monday and discuss further program evaluations and how we'd go about teaching the class. And it really works out nice for the factories and for the business in the community, because it's a 2-hour program and they cannot shut down their shops for longer than a couple hours.
Lorenzo, one of the newer efforts on the part of Save a Life Foundation is to have stores, businesses, wherever they have a countertop, to use your new countertop display that we are showing on the screen, right? Okay, and you can see that there are some little packets that are lined up there, and they're with a face mask. And this is, what, $2.50, and all of that goes to Save a Life Foundation?
Well, it's not a face mask. It's a mouth shield.
A mouth shield.
And again, all of this is about getting people to understand that we do want you to intervene, that we do want you to intervene safely. And as we get the information about what you can do out there, given the concerns in the community about the transmission of AIDS and everything else that is possible, we don't want people to feel that they're unequipped or that it's inappropriate to do something. The display that was just shown has the mouth shield. The mouth shield is $2.50. I'm not certain if all of that goes to the foundation.
But
part of that, yes,
yes.
a piece of it goes obviously to the manufacturer,
yes.
and a piece goes to Save a Life. Right.
I'm sorry that we're out of time. Let me give you the phone number for Save a Life Foundation, the not-for-profit organization, and it is 847-549-7353. 847-549-7353. Again, Carol Spizzirri is president, founder of Save a Life Foundation, and we thank you again. Lorenzo Littles and Bill, I believe it's Bill White, thank you for joining us today on the Stock Market Observer. I'm Linda Marshall. Stay with us now. We have much more to come on the Stock Market Observer.